They don't need to raise a fist to destroy you. Manipulation and negativity are just as lethal. The wrong people will wreck you, not with obvious attacks, but with quiet, consistent damage. They'll make you doubt yourself. They'll feed your insecurities. And worst of all, they'll convince you that they belong in your life, that you need them, that walking away would be cruel. Think about it. How many dreams have you let die because of people who never believed in you? How many times have you held yourself back, afraid of what they might say? It starts small. A comment here, a dismissive look there. They downplay your goals, mock your efforts, and make you feel like you're asking for too much. Before you know it, their voices become your own. And you start living in the shadow of their doubts. Wake up. The wrong company is a ticking time bomb. You can be the most talented, hardworking person in the world, but if you surround yourself with people who drain your energy and kill your ambition, you will never reach your full potential. Stop waiting for them to change. Stop hoping they'll suddenly support you. They won't. The only thing you can control is who you allow in your life. Choose wisely. Not all warnings come in flashing lights and sirens. Some come in the form of sarcasm, dismissiveness, and quiet disrespect. If someone drains your energy, do they really deserve your loyalty? Here's what you can't afford to ignore. They belittle your ideas and disguise it as just joking. They never celebrate your wins, but always have time to point out your failures. They make you feel guilty for wanting more, like ambition is something to be ashamed of. These behaviors aren't just annoying, they're a slow poison. And if you keep drinking from the same cup, you'll wake up one day wondering why you feel so empty. The worst part, you already know who these people are, but instead of walking away, you convince yourself it's not that bad. You make excuses for them. That's just how they are. They don't mean it. I don't want to be dramatic. But tell me this, if someone constantly made you feel unworthy, unseen, or misunderstood, would you tell your best friend to stay? Would you tell them to endure it? Of course not. So why do you accept it for yourself? Stop ignoring the signs. These behaviors are not minor flaws. They are non-negotiable red flags. If someone constantly undermines you, they are not your friend. They are an anchor. And if you don't cut them loose, they will sink you. Let's be real. Walking away isn't easy. If it were, you wouldn't be here, stuck between knowing what you should do and actually doing it. There's history, there's guilt, there's that tiny hope that maybe, just maybe, they'll change. But let me tell you, the hard truth, they won't change just because you want them to. You have spent too much time prioritizing their feelings over your own peace. You have sacrificed your own happiness just to keep them comfortable. But where has that gotten you? Drained, frustrated, stuck? Letting go isn't betrayal, it's self-respect. You owe it to yourself to choose better, to walk away from people who make you feel small, to protect your energy, your confidence, your future. Yes, it will hurt. Yes, it will feel uncomfortable. But you know what's worse? Staying in a place that kills your growth. It's time to stop waiting for permission and start choosing yourself. The people you allow into your life will shape your future, whether you realize it or not. Your circle is your soil. Plant yourself in the wrong environment, you'll never grow. Surround yourself with negativity and you'll start doubting yourself. Stay around small minds and your dreams will shrink to match theirs. But if you choose wisely, if you fill your life with people who push you forward, who challenge you to be better, who refuse to let you settle, that's when everything changes. You don't owe anyone a spot in your life, not out of guilt, not out of history, not because you're afraid of being alone. Who you allow in will either build you up or break you down. So raise your standards, no exceptions. The right people will support your goals, not mock them. They will celebrate your success, not downplay it. They will remind you of your strength, not feed your insecurities. If you want a better future, start curating your circle today. Because your success, your mindset, your entire life, it all depends on who you let stay and who you're willing to let go. Disrespect is a silent killer. It won't strike all at once. It erodes you little by little. The moment someone disrespects you and you let it slide, you've just taught them that it's okay, and the next time, it'll be worse. Disrespect isn't just about insults or shouting matches. It's the small things, the eye rolls, the interruptions, the way they talk over you like your words don't matter. It's when they make plans and never follow through, when they joke at your expense, then act like you're too sensitive, when they dismiss your feelings and make you question if you're overreacting. Disrespect is like rust. It starts small but spreads until it weakens everything. And if you let it go unchecked, it won't just affect how others treat you, it will change how you see yourself. You'll start to believe you deserve it, that you're asking for too much, that keeping the peace is more important than standing your ground. But here's the truth. Every time you tolerate disrespect, you chip away at your own self-respect. And once that's gone, everything else follows. Your confidence, your boundaries, your ability to stand up for yourself. It's not about demanding perfection from others. It's about refusing to accept what diminishes you. Because if you don't respect yourself first, no one else will. Disrespect doesn't always show up in obvious ways. Sometimes it wears a friendly face, sometimes it hides behind laughter, and sometimes it's so subtle that by the time you notice, the damage is already done. Dismissiveness is one of the biggest red flags. If someone constantly ignores your opinions or brushes off your concerns, they don't value you. Gaslighting is another. It's when they make you doubt your own reality, twist your words, and make you feel like the problem. Then there's manipulation, where they use guilt, silent treatment, or emotional blackmail to control you. And belittling? It's when they make fun of your dreams, mock your progress, and act like you'll never make it. Would you tolerate a friend who constantly undermines your confidence, who makes you feel small every chance they get? Of course not. So why do you tolerate it in your life? Stop making excuses for people who refuse to respect you. Disrespect doesn't need a second chance. The first time should be enough to walk away. Because if you don't, you're giving them permission to keep doing it. And before you know it, you'll be so used to it that you won't even recognize it anymore. Your time, your energy, your self-worth, they're too valuable to be wasted on people who don't respect you. So pay attention, spot it early, and if you see it, don't wait for it to get worse. Walk away before it destroys you. People will only treat you as poorly as you allow. That's the hard truth. The moment you let even one act of disrespect slide, you've set a dangerous precedent. Because if they get away with it once, they know they can do it again and again. And before you know it, what once felt unacceptable has become your new normal. Disrespect doesn't announce itself. It seeps in like a slow leak, eroding your confidence drop by drop. It starts with something small. A comment that stings, but you brush it off. A broken promise that you let slide. A joke at your expense that you pretend doesn't bother you. You tell yourself it's not worth the fight, that it's just this once. But is it? One day you wake up and realize you've been tolerating things you swore you never would. You've let people cross lines that should have been solid walls, and all because you stayed silent when you should have stood up. Respect is not given, it's enforced. You don't demand it with words, you demand it by what you tolerate. So stop letting things slide. Set the boundary, walk away if you have to, because the biggest mistake you can make is thinking that one small act of disrespect won't cost you everything. You set the tone for how people treat you, make sure it demands respect. Your standards are your shield, and if you don't raise them, you'll spend your life dealing with people who take you for granted. If you accept half effort, that's all you'll get. If you tolerate inconsistency, you'll never have stability. And if you keep making excuses for bad behavior, you'll always be surrounded by the wrong people. It's that simple. Raising your standards isn't about arrogance. It's about self-respect. It's about deciding that you will no longer allow disrespect, manipulation, or lukewarm commitment in your life. The moment you start enforcing your worth, everything changes. People will either rise to meet your expectations or walk away. Either way, you win. If you don't respect yourself enough to walk away, why would anyone else? Stop lowering your standards just to keep people around. Stop settling for less than what you deserve. Set the bar higher. No explanations, no apologies. Because the right people will meet you there. The wrong ones never should have been in your life to begin with. You tell yourself it's not a big deal. You convince yourself they didn't mean it. You downplay your feelings, ignore the discomfort, and pretend that everything is fine. But let me tell you something. Your future self will resent you for allowing it. Excuses keep you stuck. They're just having a bad day. Maybe I'm overreacting. They'll change. You cling to these stories because facing the truth is harder. Because if you admit that someone is hurting you, you have to do something about it. And that's terrifying. But every excuse is a form of self-betrayal. Every time you dismiss your own pain, you tell yourself that your feelings don't matter, that your boundaries don't matter, that you don't matter. And here's the worst part. Disrespect doesn't just stop at one person. When you let one person treat you badly, others will follow. Your silence teaches the world how to handle you. Blunt truth, every time you excuse disrespect, you tell the world and yourself that you don't deserve better. That's the message you send when you let it slide. That's the pattern you reinforce when you stay. And that's the cycle that will repeat until you decide to break it. No more excuses, no more justifications, no more waiting for someone else to respect you first. Stand up, speak up, walk away if you have to, because the cost of staying silent is far greater than the discomfort of taking action. You weren't born tolerating disrespect. You were taught to accept it. Somewhere along the way, you learned that keeping the peace was more important than standing up for yourself. Maybe it was your upbringing. Maybe it was a past relationship. Maybe you watched someone you love make excuses for mistreatment and it became normal to you. The truth is, there are three major reasons people put up with what they shouldn't. The first is fear of conflict. You don't want to rock the boat. You tell yourself it's not worth the argument, but every time you stay silent, you teach people they can walk all over you. The second is low self-worth. Deep down, you might not believe you deserve better, and if that's the case, you'll tolerate anything just to feel wanted. The third is past conditioning. If you've spent years being treated a certain way, your brain starts to believe that's just how life works. You adapt instead of fighting back, but here's the danger. Every time you let it slide, you're programming yourself to settle for less, like training a dog to expect scraps instead of a full meal. You start expecting less from others, from yourself, from life. And that mindset, it will cost you everything. The way you let people treat you today determines the opportunities you'll have tomorrow. That's not an exaggeration, it's reality. Because disrespect doesn't just hurt your feelings, it destroys your confidence. And once your confidence is gone, it affects everything, your relationships, your career, your ability to make decisions. It keeps you stuck in places you should have left a long time ago. Letting disrespect slide is like allowing a termite infestation in your home. You don't see the damage until it's too late. One small comment, one broken boundary, one ignored red flag, it all adds up. Over time, it weakens your sense of self. And when you don't believe in yourself, people take advantage of that. This isn't just about personal relationships. If you accept mistreatment in one area of life, it seeps into everything. You'll let a boss underpay you. You'll let friends take advantage of you. You'll convince yourself you don't deserve the things you actually do. And before you know it, you're living a life that isn't yours. One shaped by the limits of what others have allowed you to have. Respect isn't requested, it's required. If you have to ask for it, you're already in the wrong place. Stop waiting for someone to wake up and realize your worth. Stop hoping they'll change. Stop making excuses for behavior that drains you, disrespects you, and makes you question your own value. If they won't change, why are you still making excuses? Why are you holding on to people who don't hold on to you? The hardest truth to accept is this: no one is coming to save you. No one's going to stand up for you if you don't stand up for yourself first. You either demand respect or you walk away. There is no in between. This is your life, your boundaries, your future. Protect them like they matter, because they do. Disrespect doesn't explode overnight. It's a slow leak that drains your confidence drop by drop. It starts small. Someone interrupts you mid-sentence. A so-called friend makes a joke at your expense. Your boss misses your ideas in a meeting. You tell yourself it's nothing. It's not worth making a scene. But here's the truth. Every time you let it slide, you teach them that it's okay. One day it's a joke, the next it's outright dismissal. Before you know it, you're in a pattern. Ignored, talked over, treated like an afterthought. You start questioning yourself. Maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe you're overreacting. That's how it happens. That's how people lose their voice, their confidence, their self-respect. Not in one explosive moment, but through a lifetime of small compromises. So let me ask you, how many times have you stayed silent when you should have spoken up? How many times have you told yourself it wasn't worth it, only to walk away feeling smaller? Every time you ignore disrespect, you make it harder to reclaim your worth. Because the longer you allow it, the more people believe they have the right to treat you that way. And one day you'll wake up and realize you've been tolerating it for so long you don't even know how to demand respect anymore. The choice is yours. Either set the standard now or spend your life wondering why no one respects you. Disrespect isn't just an action. It's a declaration that they don't value you. And the moment you let it happen without consequence, you send a message. This is acceptable. Think about it. Would you keep touching a hot stove if it never burned you? No, you'd keep doing it because there's no consequence. It's exactly how people treat you. If you let them talk down to you once, they'll do it again. If they ignore your feelings and you stay silent, they'll keep ignoring them. And each time, they'll push a little further because you showed them they can. Look at toxic workplaces. The employee who never speaks up about being overworked will always get the worst assignments. The boss who disrespects one person in a meeting will eventually do it to everyone. It's the same in relationships. The friend who constantly cancels on you last minute, the partner who belittles you in front of others. If there's no pushback, they won't change. So ask yourself, if you don't stand up for yourself, who will? No one is coming to save you. No one will hand you the respect you deserve. You have to claim it. And if that means making people uncomfortable, so be it. Respect isn't something you request. It's something you demand. Every time you let disrespect slide, you lose a piece of yourself. And it doesn't just affect your relationships, it seeps into every part of your life. Confidence, gone. Because when people talk over you, dismiss you, or ignore your boundaries, you start doubting yourself. You second guess your decisions, you shrink in conversations, you hesitate before speaking because you're used to not being heard. Opportunities, missed. Because self-doubt makes you play small. You don't ask for the raise. You don't take the risk. You don't step into leadership because deep down, you've been conditioned to believe you don't deserve it. Look at anyone stuck in a toxic situation and you'll see a pattern of ignored disrespect. It never starts big, it starts with silence. It starts with it's not worth the argument, until one day they wake up and realize they've spent years letting people walk all over them. Silence costs more than confrontation ever will. You think speaking up is hard? Try living with the weight of never standing up for yourself. You either set the standard or you let others define it for you. That's the choice. And it's time to decide, will you draw the line or will you keep letting people push you around? Enough is enough. No more justifying bad behavior. No more giving second chances to people who've already shown you who they are. No more convincing yourself that it's not that bad when you know deep down it is. The truth is simple. If they don't respect you, they don't deserve access to you. Period. Are you ready to stop explaining, stop excusing, and start enforcing your worth? Because that's what it takes. The moment you say no more, things change. People will push back, they'll test your limits, they'll act surprised, but that's not your problem. Your only job is to stand firm. Stay stuck or set the boundary. That's it. There is no middle ground. Decide now. When someone disrespects you, you walk away. No explanations, no second chances. Hesitation is the enemy. That moment of doubt, that pause where you think, maybe I'm overreacting, that's exactly how people get away with it. Every time you hesitate, you give them room to do it again. You don't owe them another chance to prove what they've already shown you. Disrespect isn't a mistake, it's a choice. And when someone makes that choice, you make yours. If you wouldn't tolerate poison in your food, why tolerate it in your relationships? You don't drink a glass of water with a drop of poison and say, well, it's mostly fine. No, you throw the whole thing out. It's the same with people who can't respect you. Some will call you harsh, let them. Some will say you're overreacting, ignore them. The only people who benefit from your silence are the ones mistreating you. Waiting won't make them respect you. Begging won't change them. The only thing that works is action. Walk away and don't look back. You owe them nothing. Respect is non-negotiable. But they're family, but we've been friends for years. But they've done good things for me. Listen, history does not excuse disrespect. Blood doesn't erase bad behavior. Time invested doesn't justify mistreatment. And but they were nice once doesn't mean you have to put up with them now. Let's be clear, setting boundaries isn't betrayal. Cutting toxic people off isn't cruelty. Protecting your peace is not a crime. Stop feeling guilty for demanding basic human decency. You don't exist to be someone's punching bag. You don't have to accept less just because you've known them forever. If someone truly valued you, they wouldn't put you in a position where you even had to question it. The people who love and respect you won't be offended by your boundaries. The ones who benefit from disrespecting you will. And that's all you need to know. Let go of guilt. Let go of explanations. You don't need permission to protect yourself. Ooh, when negotiate with poison, you remove it. The same goes for disrespect. The moment you start debating whether someone's mistreatment is bad enough, you've already lost. There is no gray area. You either demand respect or you settle for less. This is the mindset shift that changes everything. Step one, recognize the pattern. The same people keep crossing the line and you keep letting them. See it for what it is, a cycle that won't break until you do. Step two, stop making excuses. They didn't mean it, they were having a bad day. No, respect isn't conditional. If you have to convince someone to respect you, they never truly did. Step three, act immediately. The moment someone disrespects you, respond. Set the boundary, enforce the consequence. Stop giving second chances to people who don't deserve them. This isn't about anger, it's about clarity. It's about refusing to be treated like an option when you should be the standard. Make the shift, no negotiation, no compromise. From this moment forward, you don't ask for respect, you require it. The weight lifts the moment you choose yourself. You don't realize how heavy disrespect is until you finally drop it. That moment when you stop explaining yourself. Stop begging. Stop hoping they'll change. That's when everything shifts. Because peace doesn't come from fixing broken relationships. It comes from walking away from them. Confidence doesn't come from forcing people to respect you. It comes from knowing you don't need their approval. And here's the truth. The longer you hold on, the longer you suffer. You've already spent enough time waiting, hoping, hurting. How much more are you willing to lose? Let them go. Choose your peace, walk away, and don't look back. I know it hurts. I know it feels like you're losing a part of yourself. That's why you're stuck. Your mind is telling you to leave, but your heart keeps finding reasons to stay. Maybe you think cutting them off means you don't care. Maybe you believe if you just wait a little longer, they'll finally change. Maybe you're afraid of being alone. But staying in a toxic cycle doesn't mean love, it means self-betrayal. It means choosing someone else's comfort over your own. It means letting history keep you hostage. Here's the truth, emotions lie. Just because it feels hard doesn't mean it's wrong. Just because it hurts doesn't mean you should stay. Growth is painful, change is uncomfortable. But what's worse? Waking up years from now and realizing you wasted your life waiting for someone to treat you right. Your heart will heal. Your mind already knows the answer. Listen to it. Respect yourself enough to walk away. Because the future you want, it starts the moment you stop settling for less than you deserve. They need me. I don't want to be mean. What if I regret it? These are the thoughts that keep you trapped. Guilt isn't proof that you're doing something wrong. It's proof that you've been conditioned to put others before yourself, even at your own expense. Let's break it down. They need me. No, they need control. They need someone to tolerate their behavior, someone who won't hold them accountable. You are not responsible for saving those who destroy you. I don't want to be mean. Setting boundaries doesn't mean it's necessary. The people who make you feel guilty for protecting your peace are the same ones who benefited from your lack of it. What if I regret it? The real question is, what if you don't? What if you keep letting them drain you? What if years go by and you realize you spent your life managing someone else's chaos instead of building your own happiness? But the pain of cutting them off is nothing compared to the pain of keeping them. Choosing yourself isn't selfish, it's survival. Detoxing from toxicity feels unbearable, but staying poisoned is worse. That's why letting go feels like withdrawal. Toxic relationships, like addictions, create a chemical dependence. One day, they're the source of your happiness. The next, they're the cause of your pain. And because you've been conditioned to seek their validation, walking away feels like ripping away a part of yourself. You'll feel the urge to go back, the sadness, the self-doubt, even physical pain. Your body reacting to the loss of a pattern it's used to. But don't mistake withdrawal for a reason to stay. This isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of your healing. You're not walking away from them, you're walking back to yourself. Every time you let someone disrespect you, you lost a piece of who you were. You shrank. You quieted your voice. You convinced yourself that their mistreatment was easier to handle than the fear of being alone. But now you're reclaiming everything they made you forget. Your confidence, your peace, your worth. You are not losing them, you are finding you. Choose you and never apologize for it. flourishing in your new life, becoming the person you were meant to be. You've been through the fire, you've walked through storms that should have broken you, but here you are, standing, breathing, ready for something more. That past version of you, the one who tolerated, endured, and stayed silent, that person is gone. What's left is someone stronger, wiser, and ready to thrive. Your life is a garden. When you remove the weeds, the flowers can finally grow. The people who drained you, the habits that held you back, the doubts that whispered in your ear, they are no longer in control. Now you get to decide what blooms. This is your time for self-discovery, for chasing goals that once felt out of reach. The weight of negativity is gone, and without it, you will rise higher than you ever imagined. Success, peace, and self-love are not just possibilities, they are your birthright. So step into this new chapter boldly, without fear. Let the past stay where it belongs. Build the life you deserve. Don't just survive, flourish. The best version of you is waiting. No more excuses. Your future demands action. Let's get something straight. There are no justifications left. No more, maybe later. No more, I just need time. Every second spent waiting is a second wasted. The moment you allow disrespect, you lower your standards for life itself. Every time you tolerate less than you deserve, you teach the world how to treat you. And if you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you'll wake up one day and realize it never came. The truth, the right time is now. You know what needs to change, you know what's holding you back, and deep down you know what happens if you stay exactly where you are. Nothing changes, nothing improves, nothing grows. Stop waiting, stop explaining, start acting. The power is in your hands, but only if you're willing to take it. The choice is simple. Continue making excuses or step up and claim the life that's waiting for you. Are you ready to choose yourself? Decide today. Are you worth more than this? Look around at your life right now. Every relationship, every decision, every standard you've set, these are reflections of what you believe you deserve. So let me ask you, are you worth more than this? If you let people treat you like an option, don't be surprised when they never choose you. If you settle for less, you will always get less. But when you demand better, when you refuse to accept anything short of respect and effort, the world has no choice but to rise to your level. This isn't about arrogance, it's about self-respect. It's about refusing to negotiate your worth. Because the moment you do, you give others permission to undervalue you. Decide today, are you worth more than this? Are you ready to stop begging for what should be freely given? Are you willing to hold yourself to the highest standard no matter who it costs you? The world will only respect you as much as you respect yourself. So raise the bar and don't lower it for anyone. The walkaway mindset, never justify your standards. Strength isn't proven by how much you endure, it's shown by what you refuse to tolerate. And the most powerful move you can make, walking away. No explanation, no debate, just gone. A king does not explain why he walks away. A queen does not beg to be treated with dignity. You do not owe anyone a justification for your standard. Either they rise to meet them or they get left behind. Society will tell you to be understanding, to give people one more chance, to be patient. But patience has a price, and if it costs you your peace, it's too expensive. Walking away is not weakness. It is the ultimate display of strength. It means you know your value. It means you refuse to waste time on anything less than what you deserve. And most importantly, it means you have finally put yourself first. The ultimate call to action, take control and never look back. This is it. The moment where you decide, stay the same or rise into everything you were meant to be. There is no middle ground. No more hesitating, no more second chances. Your new life starts now. The excuses, the doubts, the fears, they've had their time, but now it's yours. You are in control. Take it back. Every great comeback story starts with a decision to stop settling, to stop waiting, and to start moving forward with absolute certainty. This is your story, and you get to write the next chapter. So write it boldly, step into your power, own your life, and never look back.